All right, ladies and gentlemen, I be you, una know they hear am. Be like say una no know who they here, but finally, there's somebody here that, in fact, is not even meant to be here. It's a privilege for him to be here, and the aura and the spirituality and the presence is so high that I can't even only call him a musician because he's even far than that.
Wait, books, wait. Before this hailing, you will still pay for Kuti Bistro. This will not earn you any free drink, free food, you know, because if you think all this, because this is now, I'm becoming afraid. Because I'm sitting down here, I'm wondering who this man is talking about. Books, okay. If you call karaoke, that you will still pay for your drink and food. No, try me.
But all those ones now, we don't tie them.
No, try. Maybe you want start new style. No start new style.
No, don't start normal. You get person where they kirisha, but that ain't gonna explain everything. But let's still go back to the show. This is a great guy, musician. Mo leave that side. A great activist. The only guy we talk say who ordered the killings. Nobody won't talk. But we have a great guy today in the building. No other person than Seun Kuti. Give it up, people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Okay. Baba, don't they shuffle the card? May no be say I do why.
I beg you don't already do why you tampered with those cards.
I shuffle them now. Maybe say
after you don't shuffle them, now neutral person. They don't ever go gambling house before. Now go sit down for poker table. They don't see players they shuffle card.
Don't be jazz now.
Now the person where they help them, person that go shuffle, we go. Now this guy will go follow them play Monopoly, and they go they follow you play, and they go do bank.
About shuffle.
You don't already shuffle till you want shuffle. Wait, no touch him. Okay. You see why they touch him more? We are complaining.
Okay, I'm sorry. Oh yeah.
We only use. Let me go select the two cards. Only two cards. Let me go select them.
Lowest or highest they take.
Now you know. Boots don't do that one. Boots, raise your head up. Like this.
I don't come off face.
I know you. The criminality in you is it's unmatched.
Okay.
Oh yeah, now.
Which one you choose? Highest or lowest?
Now you know.
Okay, I choose
highest.
I choose lowest.
I choose highest.
Okay, I'll come out my own now.
Listen with this.
I see.
This.
So now you won't kill me with that.
King now, king shit.
I know that, so you won't
king shit, bro.
I know now you won't kill me
king.
with that now.
King.
But now why you do? Show
you see?
I lie.
666. Now they say
I don't be devil.
The cards don't lie. I just people
6
do
tarot number.
Tarot card. It's an honor to have you, Baba. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah. This is an avant-garde show. We don't hide anything. Enlightenment in progress, positive content, but we still say shit. If they like them, if they don't like them, we'll still say what we want to say.
The revolution is a dirty game. Of
course, it's a dirty game, but like people like you who have been trying to curb out a lot of dirty, cankerworms in the society, but you're still being tackled as a human being that you are. Are they not human beings too?
Well, it's facts.
They are human beings too now.
It's facts.
But so why is it that when you're trying to oppose the other side is a war?
Because, even if they tell us different, we'll go to school, read your book. The world is really held together by quite violent people. Many of them cover themselves in the cloaks of religion and religiosity and all that. But beneath all their action is all kinds of violence, economic violence, military violence, injustice,
Cultism.
Domination of society, which in itself is a violent act, and most of all is the exploitation of the commonwealth of their country, which is the biggest violent act, because that one leads to many more things like death and impoverishment and poverty and disease and whatever it is that is ailing us here, insecurity and all of that. So yeah, definitely that is how the world is set up. So we, the true revolutionaries in the world, are saying that we are going to go into this game to dirty our hands for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, is for a long time, you know, African people have been slaving for others.
True.
Even if we're going to live a slavery life, let's slave for ourselves. You know, let's build for ourselves.
But we still have domestic slavery, Baba.
But you know, in Nigeria, can you really call it domestic slavery when the society in itself? No, it's true, because the society in itself has created the kind of situation where people are offering themselves up for this. What is not domestic slavery? I mean, you are working in Nigeria, you are working in a bank after you've gone through school and they're paying you $200,000 a month. That's $400 a month. That's slave wages. Exactly. That's slavery wages. Now, for you to pay your child's school fees, your rent, and all of that from that $400 a month, you must become corrupt in that bank.
Exactly.
Yeah, you must see things and look aside and help people to beat the system.
So it doesn't mean it's a sin. No? You're trying to
survive. I mean,
yes.
the system makes it deliberate because to taint your spirit, to weaken your soul. You know, they put you in such situations where you have to mortgage your humanity just to survive.
Exactly.
You understand? And it's not even in the banks. I mean, anywhere in schools, teachers will sell grades to make ends meet, because what they are paying you for the job, they know them because they are the owners of the house you are renting.
Yes.
They are the owners of the school your children are going to. They are the owners of the private hospital you are going to. That's why they deliberately kill the public system. You know, they are paying you the wages that can only be supported by a thriving public system. If you don't have to pay for big rent, if you don't have to pay for hospital, school fees, all those things, public schools are good.
Utility bills.
Yes, you know, all those things are good and cheap, where you can take those wages and maybe survive. But when you have to go private to get any kind of quality, and they are the owners of those private institutions,
yes,
what do you expect? It's their game. So they understand that you cannot afford.
But Baba, look, there's a philosophy a guy came up with. He was like, all these politicians who are lawmakers, the executives, the judiciary, the three arms of the government, he was like, if we were actually practicing a real African system, that these guys are not going to swear the oaths with the Bible, that they will swear the oaths by a deity.
But see, let me tell you.
Wait.
I've heard this thing before. The fact that I tell people that many Nigerian politicians, not even that they send their children abroad and all that, their children have international, they have second nationalities. That is even more damaging that they send them to school abroad or anything. That many Nigerian politicians have American passports, British passports. It's damaging. I mean, how many American politicians have Nigerian passports? Yeah. You know, I'm sure if you look at Buhari's children, you'll be surprised if you don't find American citizens.
Definitely.
As the first family in
or
Nigeria.
Even more than one citizenship.
You know, exactly. Yes. So it is imperative that we understand these things, and that's even the basis of their life. How can you be telling me you are building me school that your children cannot go to? You understand? Yes. That you know, things like that, you know. And even if they build the schools, are we okay with them just creating schools? What about the content in the education? Are we going to build plenty of schools where they're still telling us that Mungo Park, Discover River Niger, as if the African people in Media cannot recognize what a river is? You know, or that Mary Slessor stopped the killing of twins in Calabar, without telling us that the Calabar people started killing twins because their symbol of worship, their deity in Calabar land was twins, right? So when Christianity came there, Christianity said that all these other things are the devil. God is it. So they started killing any twins, because now from worshiping twins, they went to killing them because they didn't want devils, these gods, the things that represented their... So it was Mary Slessor's ancestors that started them doing it. So why won't it be Mary Slessor that will stop it? No, this is not what our God meant.
Exactly. Who is our God, sir? That is even the question again.
Whatever God is selling to them. But also, let us be careful about us expecting African gods to act as our bodyguards. African gods do not interfere themselves in human affairs. They've given us everything we need to handle our situation ourselves. Let's remember we are all traditionalists when some African elites were selling their people as slaves. We are willing to sell human beings just people for like European things.
Tip of Zanzibar.
Whatever, even in Nigeria here, all the ruling families in Nigeria, at least 80% of them are descendants of slave trading families. Yes. I mean, so you have to understand their mentality. These are the people that were willing to sell African people for European things. You know, gin, gunpowder, textile, mirror, all these things that the Europeans, sugar, the Europeans had that fascinated them, jewelry, you know, until today, that's what their descendants still believe. Yes. That our lives, our future can be mortgaged so they can acquire European things. Now it's no longer gin, it's champagne and expensive gin still. Exactly. I mean, in Lagos alone, how much millions do we sell to Europe and America in a week just in the name of alcohol? Yes. You understand? Yes. So the Rolls Royce and Bentleys and all these new things that Europeans have for them, you know, is the reason why they mortgage everybody. It's not as if they are doing anything transcendent with all this oppression they are causing and suffering. It's not as if they are creating some institutions that will change humanity or even our own future or our own reality. There's nothing new. It's just to consume European things, exactly. You know, and they now add the value. They attach our value to how much you can buy or consume. So as a man in Africa, the more you can buy, the more you are respected. You cannot buy anybody anything, or you cannot buy anything, you know, nobody respects you. No matter, it doesn't matter if you are brilliant, if you are kind, it doesn't matter your humanity, exactly. It doesn't matter whatever.
Your tribe.
What can you buy? Yes. That's the thing. You know?
But Baba, like there's a controversy going on, even online, that you're tagged as an atheist. Is that true, or it's
well,
just
I wouldn't say I'm an atheist. I wouldn't say I'm an atheist in the sense that Richard Dawkins is an atheist, right? Okay. But I'm an atheist in the sense that I do not believe that, you know, there's a God somewhere with his white beer flowing gown that is controlling the affairs of man and my day-to-day affairs with hellfire and heaven as my reward and all of that business there, you know. We as Africans have to understand something that our ancestors have always understood, which is the reason why many of them laughed in the face of Christianity and Islam. This is why they have to use violence, so much violence, to bring their religion to Africa, because we have these same stories in African culture, whale swallowing person, all these Orumila bringing sand and Orishanla and Odudu, all this fantasy. We have it too. And it's the story we used to tell kids. But when you are really in African spirituality, you understand that it takes a certain kind of maturity for you to understand as a human being that you are coming from mystery. And to mystery you shall return. Nobody knows where you are coming from, and nobody knows where we are going. It is a mystery. It takes maturity as a human being who should expect that everything is about you because you have consciousness, to understand that you're just part of a whole. It is not about you. Yes. This God that we talk about doesn't care what you do. Exactly. You are part of a larger plan that you can do nothing to change or interfere with. You know, you are part of something. It is not that something is a part of you, like they tell you in Christianity, God created everything for you. And this is why I don't even know why women are Christians or Muslims. It surprises me, because after God created everything, he forgot to create woman. And he had finished on the 6th day and said it was good. He didn't think of woman. It was when that's why Adam was bored. Oh, afterthought. I mean, and women subscribe to this. You know, and you wonder why all these men beat you and, you know, treat you as second-class citizens and rape, you know, and all that. Yes, it's because they are all from the Bible and the Quran. You know, their mindset is that of the patriarchal God, no wife, 5,000 years in heaven, just him. The Enochs and nothing, those, yes. You know, nothing like woman, no female angel, no female messenger. He doesn't do anything with women. The only thing women do is to cause problems. You know, so it's a kind of weird philosophy and ideology to embrace, you know. It's one of imperialism. Yeah. If you want to, you know, go and take somebody's thing, you need this kind of story. Yes. So as African people, we've always understood that nobody can explain where humanity has come from or where the world and now we cannot know where we are going. It is beyond us. And those people that try to explain it and lie and, you know, put stories that they cannot prove, but they use violence. They use violence to propose it.
Okay, Baba, going on to your music, aside because I know you're deeply into even activism than definitely you're into music, definitely, but like Black Times as an album, man, I mean, I listened to Black Times from the first track to the last, and I was like, what's in these fallen angels they do? They no one crown Baba the thing. You understand? So I'm like,
Well, you see, let me tell you.
Yeah.
The music I make,
Yeah.
right, is the music I want to hear.
But Black Times to me should be on a plaque.
Yeah, I always say this,
even in the Hall of Fame, because that's a classic album.
Well, the people
You
love
understand?
the people love the album, and
Yeah.
that's good enough for me. The album has been very successful.
Yeah.
In fact, I've not done anything in the last 2 years because of COVID.
No, I saw a video with you and Black Thought and Common.
Yeah, I mean that's music, but I've not really
Yeah.
like done work. I've not worked. I've not gone on tour. I've not played shows
Okay.
in 2 years since December 7, 2019, which was my last show in Berlin.
Okay. Like I mean,
And I've basically been living
the
off.
the song with you and Black Thought and Common, is it your song?
No, it's Common song. It's on Common's
Common.
record.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did Common ever meet your dad? I heard there was a situation where he came to Nigeria. At
No, I
some
don't
point
know.
in
I
the
don't think
90s.
I don't think Common met my dad. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think so. But he met my brother.
Okay.
I've not met him yet though, but we've spoken a few times on the phone.
Okay.
But anyway, back to what I was saying
Okay.
about Black Times.
Yeah.
For me, the awards of what really bothered me about Black Times and awards and whatever, it's not about the Grammys and not winning. Me getting nominated in the Grammys was actually a victory for me in many ways. The way the nomination came about, the kind of music I make, and for it to be there, you know, I make really political music. I don't make commercial music, you know, and for that kind of music to get that kind of success is kind of rare.
Yes. And on Jidenna's album, you quoted a statement. You said, "I believe it's time for an African people's powered highway, a highway that will connect the diaspora and motherland, a global highway for African people all over the world to rediscover themselves, to remember that the only thing that unites black people globally, the only thing we all have in common is that we are all from Africa." That's the outro on Jidenna's.
Yeah, but before I go to that, the point I was trying to make before was that at least the Grammys gave me a nomination, even if I did not win.
Yes, which is an accolade too.
No award institution in Africa nominated Black Times for anything.
But Baba, why they no want them? Why they no want verify your IG?
Because the IG people know that I verify myself.
I like that.
What I bring to the table,
yes.
why I use social media is not, you know, the reason why most people use it. I even actually commercialize my page or use it for ads or anything. It's a way for me to reach people.
Exactly.
You know,
most people use the IG page for ostentatious things, and
it's not. I don't even show my life on my IG too much. You know, I do some engagement with my fans, but I don't really like do most things because for me it's a means to reach people. I try to use social media. I don't try to let social media use me. So if you look at my phone now, the only notifications I have are like for phone calls. If I have missed calls, so I can see, but I don't have notifications for Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, nothing, except and my phone doesn't ring out. It's always on vibrate or silent. So it's only when I'm looking at it that it has my attention. If I put my phone aside, if you send me, it doesn't bleep, nothing. Whatever you do, I don't hear, except I'm looking at it. You know,
Baba, you have been on major projects. So I saw you on this movie No Man's Land.
Have you seen the movie?
I saw the trailer. I didn't see the movie.
You've not, the trailer is not out. You saw the teaser.
I've seen the movie.
You know, that's not even the trailer. You saw the teaser.
I've seen the movie
teaser.
Sorry. I know the kind of role you played there already. But how did that come about? Did I just...
Kind of weird. I have a friend called Kema. She actually manages Madi.
Okay.
She's Madi's manager. And she called me that her friend had a movie and they wanted to cast me in the film. So she should send the script. And she was saying, nobody reads script. I said, I will read it. Bring it, let me read the script. And I read the story and it was really interesting. So I said, well, I'm interested. Like, let's do this.
So you played a villain?
No, not really a villain. I'm not a villain in the story. You know,
Okay.
I can't give anything away, but I'm not the villain in the story. Okay. You know, let me put it this way. Society itself is the villain in the story. And everybody else is reacting to the way our society puts pressures on different sectors of society. You understand? Yeah. And truly, we are all victims of our desire. I think that's what the film really shows us, that we are all victims of our desires. Yes. That's why it is important that the way I even raise my daughter is so that she does not begin to desire those things that are mundane. Things, yeah. Not even, materialistic is part of it, but mundane is the real word, because she has to be able to find a transcendent purpose, because your desire determines everything about your life. Yes. It is what I desire that determines how I speak to you. You understand? Yes. It is my desire that drives how I work, what I want to do, how I love, whatever you want to. It is those things that you want, that you desire in your life, that will be pushing you, that will drive you. So, and that is how you will move. Okay. You understand? Yeah. So yeah, desire is a big part of that.
Baba, what was actually your favorable or most memorable time with your dad, or funniest time with your dad that you can remember?
Funniest time with my dad.
People, backstage that people have never heard before, like.
Oh wow, no, there's a lot of interesting times with my dad.
I mean, you can just.
Well, I'll tell you guys a funny story. I always tell this one. When I started performing with my dad, you know, so I went on my first tour to America with him. You know, I was like 9.
Wow.
You know, my dad was playing in this huge ass Cultism, you know, packed show, like 10,000 people or something, you know, and I used to always open the show. So it was my job to sing a song. So, and in this place, they had an arcade room, you know, just for the artists. So mommy had lost all track of time. I was just in that arcade room playing game away. Like I had lost all track of time. It was show time. Everybody was looking for me. Nobody was thinking to check for me in the arcade room. Anyway, they found me. Like, because my dad refused to go on stage until like, you know, like where's Seun? Like, and I was kind of missing, you know, at the same time. Since they were, it was kind of like missing, you know. Yeah. So when they found me, it was show you're late, show. Oh my God, room. Backstage to the changing area. Yeah. So my mom is angry, you know. She just gives me my costume, like dress up and go on stage, you know. So I just took that, like, so I called my sister, Muta, like, Mutu, take my pants, help me with my pants. So Mutu was wearing my pants, I was wearing my top. So I said, tie my pants. So I wore my pants. So I called Mutu, I said, Mutu, tie my pants. You know, one of those traditional pants you have to tie. Yeah. I was like, Mutu, tie these pants so I can wear my top, you know, because I was rushing. You know, I wore my top, wore my shoes, dashed on stage. You know, not knowing that fucking Mutu, she did not tie my pants. She just pulled it like this, rolled it round, and tucked it inside. Oh, shit. So me, I just got on stage, picked the mic. I was singing Lady, I can never forget. Yeah. Two like, boom. In front, like, listen, I was 9.
Wow.
But you see, this is the reason why today on stage, nothing phases me.
Exactly.
I said, absolutely. When I'm on stage, what's the worst that can happen? Are my pants going to fall down again? What is the worst that can happen here?
Yeah, get the sacks.
Listen. being around Fela all the time, Fela was a man and a half, you know. Yeah. And it's kind of a shame. That's one of the things I regret now as an adult. That my dad did not live long enough for me to know him as an adult. I only knew him when I was a kid. He died when I was 14. And legendary. I always say this too.
Legendary.
I'm 30. I'm going to be 39 in 2 months. And my dad died when I was 14. So all these 39-year-old to 45-year-old, in fact, some 50-year-olds, I'll be lying how they saw Fela. Just to lie to all those girls. Like they were bad from back in the day. Yeah. Let me tell you, there were no 14 or 15-year-olds in Shrine that I knew of. So all of them were lying. They didn't see him anywhere. And they didn't used to come to Kalakuta.
Real story. Real story.
You know, all the people that were 14 and 15 were all my friends. So if I didn't know you then, you know, you are definitely lying.
Baba,
you are between the age of 39 and 45.
Book
yes.
Is everything that Carlos Moore actually documented there, is it real?
Yeah, you know, Fela told him the story. He didn't document it.
I know, but I'm just saying, like...
It's the autobiography.
Okay, but like, did he actually come from Cuba or he lived in Nigeria?
Carlos Moore.
Yes.
He's a Cuban. He lives in Brazil now. Yeah, he came from Cuba.
Oh, wow.
Also,
Baba,
we choose
please,
one.
you have to... Which of these albums are your favorites out of all of them?
Okay. Let me see if you have my favorite. Great record. Another great album. So, who is the owner of these records?
They are mine.
Abi, you just want to borrow them.
I stole them from my dad, though. Not like I begged him, because I know he will never give them to me, so I just stole them from him.
These are really good records. My favorite is not here.
Oh,
My
yeah?
favorite is Teacher.
Oh.
Yeah, these are great records.
Yeah.
Of all these ones here, it has to be the ITT record.
ITT.
Zombie 2 is a strong record.
Okay.
Side B is Follow Follow.
Yes, side
Yeah.
B is Follow Follow. Okay, Baba Shehu, we are going to play a choose one game or a normal thing. If you don't want to choose anyone, it no matter. Okay, Fufu or Eba?
Fufu.
Fufu.
Yes, now long-lasting energy.
Okay, Prince or Michael Jackson?
Prince.
Eh?
Prince all day. Come on. There's no contest. I don't know why people do that comparison thing.
Bob Marley, Jimmy Cliff.
No, let's not compare musicians too. This is not good on our legends. You know, like all these versus things now. Carrying our legends to come and start using music as some kind of... I don't understand.
No, you should have a favorite.
Okay, favorite.
Yeah.
Well, you say I have my favorites, but let me put disclaimer. This does not mean the person I pick. This does not mean the person I pick is better than the other person. It's just my taste, because music is subjective. Art is subjective. You know, we cannot.
Okay, Sativa or Indica?
Sativa all day.
Hey.
Sativa, I got to be up, thinking, moving, reading. Indica just makes you fall into yourself.
Like a droopy dog.
Yeah, I think I always hear about my friends that like Indica. I always say that they are lazy heroin addicts. You know, they just want to be like, oh, but they are too scared to take heroin. Like, give me Indica, let me just for a little bit. You know, like when I also have friends, I say, like, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. I always call everybody that is spiritual to is the lazy religious person. You know, you want to go to church, you don't want to go to mosque, but you want to do the whole thing. Don't worry, I'm just spiritual. You are lazy. That's what it is. But you said Jimmy Cliff or Bob Marley?
Yes.
Bob Marley.
So Baba, we honor you for all you've been doing for us as masses here in Nigeria.
We are not masses, you are citizens.
Citizens.
Don't be using that word. See, why people don't understand their responsibilities. Yeah, it's true. This elite and their media, either they want to describe Nigerian people, masses. Yeah. What is the political definition of masses? The only political definition of people living in a country are the citizens. And with citizens is what comes rights. Citizens are the people with rights. Masses don't have rights. So don't be calling yourself masses. We are citizens of this country. That's what gives you the rights to demand things. You know, don't diminish yourself because some people don't want to do their work.
Give it up, give it up, give it up!
Yeah.
Baba, we'll give you your flowers because you're a great person and you're a legend and you're meant to be crowned a legend. All right, guys, you already heard it from the legend himself, Seun Kuti. Give it up for Seun Kuti, y'all. The Cypher room.
Thank you.
The Cypher room. And we out like that. Peace.